Yeah. Yep. Hello. Merry Christmas. It's a crazy live stream on Christmas Day. Yay. Hey, there's people here. Aren't you guys supposed to be opening presents and having... Oh. Not supposed to be seeing that and that. Okay. Merry Christmas. Hi, my name's John. Hands together. Head bowed. Skippy limb cool. Actually, it's so I have some surprises for you. There is a library. Well, first of all, there's this library, which you can download. I don't even have links in the chat yet. These are bonus patches I've been working on for you all. And hopefully some of you are going to contribute. It's coming out insane what's happening here. This is really exciting. So, and I'll show you, and there's some stuff to explain because you will have to have a particular synth plugin that you can get for free or $25 or $80. And I would kindly request you guys at least buy the $25 version to give Matt Titel some financial support. He's put an awful lot of effort into this synth called Vital. Because this BPM Split uses Vital, and it's insane. I'll show you that in a minute. Also, Spitfire Labs, I have updated it with Christmas. So we could say, let's add the tubaphone. Let's give it some reverb, turn it down a little. And let's add handbells to this. That's a little loud too. And let's pan him so it's like we got a couple people in the room. And we need to turn. And there's even, where are they at? Tubular bells. Let's add them. Oh, hold on. I think there's someone at the door. And just for fun, since we're in kind of a fun time, let's go to the creative MIDI effects and let's add some jitter boxes with like maybe 50 milliseconds of random timing. And I'm gonna just copy the plugin state. Sometime when I have a thing where you just copy and paste and it will put the plugin in there and do all this stuff, but we're not there yet. We're building this with love as we go. So there we go, paste. And let's say maybe the tubular bell. This guy had a little bit too much eggnog last night. So he's gonna be way out there in the 80 millisecond random time. Now we have 3 bell players that are human instead of playing with everybody else. Wow, okay. Let me show you. So that is coming. We're gonna unify the library together. You guys are gonna actually see the process of how we make .guru files, so you can do this yourself. But let me show you also this, because now this final bonus patch I'm gonna show you, you don't have yet. So I need to get this to you too. So we'll be building this as a unified library. I want to give you guys some just insight into how to do these libraries and stuff like that. Is there a day? Yeah, Christmas is the day to be unified. Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you all. So glad you are all joining from around the world. I love surprises, guys. Well, the surprises are I have updated the Spitfire Labs library with all the Christmas patches. And so that will be available to download shortly. We have to build it together though. So, but I want to show you this. So check this out. These are bonus patches for MegaMagic keys. There's, with piano, there's just a pad, which is a little bit more direct. That nice percussive snappy piano. And then the Wild Plateau split. And I worked on this last night, and oh man, I was having so much fun with this. So this is, oh, I guess it's gonna take off. It's not supposed to do that. Oh, I'm an octave down. You got a surprise. Listen to this bass. This is vital. If you don't have this plugin, now you want this plugin because it's doing LFO, changing to the unison of 2 patches, changing the wavetable of one of the patches. It's snapping the filter. It's doing some pitchy G modulation on one of the sounds. And it sounds, Santa's happy. Like a reindeer. So I have a library for Vital coming out in January or February. Depends on how much work we put into. We have a lot of patches done. This is a patch I made from scratch last night for a very particular. I wanted a driving. I wanted that. And Vital has such great tools for making stuff like this. Without BlueArp, you don't hear all the cool stuff that's happening because there's an LFO that is sweeping when it's getting clocked. And then there's a and the two together. So I'm gonna get this patch to you right now. With the piano, it's just so nice. And I'm not done with this patch yet. There's more knob assignments to do. I set up some of these things to do what I wanted the drums to go away. The reverb mix has a really cool curvature. So this is on layer 6. So if we go to layer 6 and solo it, and then go back to the knobs, you'll see I wanted the drums to go away in here. And I didn't want the bass to change that much. So I changed my curve. If my curve is like this, then it's adding reverb all in this middle section. But by changing the curvature, I'm forcing it to have low values for this whole part of the range. See, more than half of the range, you don't hear reverb. And at the end, and what's wonderful with Unify that you can't do anywhere else in any other plugins, I can click this and I can determine by listening, do I want 100%? Do I want 0%? I can hear the value of what the destination will be. It's the coolest thing. So this way in context, these drums, they have filtering happening to them. They're slowly coming down, getting darker. And then they're kind of sitting where I want them when the reverb happens. So I kind of have it like doing two tricks. And then this is just set to the cutoff. And I have a middle point. Right here's in the middle, I give you a big, wide, fat plateau where the bass sound is normally where I want it normally. And then you can take it down darker if you want. But I want to sit about right there. So there's a little bit of mid-low noise. Little bit presence there. Right? Okay. So we have some libraries we have to make and get to you guys. So I'm going to show you the process. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes, no, the discovery library comes with, it's not hidden. It's not hidden, Daniela. It comes with this, the Discover Station library for BBC comes with Discover Station. Where is this? Do I have Discover Station here? Discover Station is if you own the Discover version of the BBC Symphony Orchestra. If you own the core version, then you can use the core station version. If you own the pro version of the BBC Symphony Orchestra, then there's also the pro station version that you can use. So there's 3 different libraries, as well as the Contact 6 SE station, which is challenging because Contact is challenging because we save location with the patches, which means you have to have the patches in the same location or else you get error messages, and it's a bit of a mess. But no, it's not hidden. It's designed on purpose to include 3 versions of that library of content. So it's not hidden, I promise. It was not like a trick we tried to hide for you, stuff like that, right? Yes. Bells and Winds is a incredible library that a lot of people have gone, Bells, Winds, I don't need. So it hasn't sold that many copies. During the last sale, so far it's only like sold 2 copies before I did this promotion. So just to let you know, I'm not going to tell you the price because this is one of those insane prices I don't do very often. But if you go to my website, and if you own Omnisphere 2, the MegaMagic Bells and Winds library is on a crazy, stupid price until Sunday night. As a Christmas present to all of you guys, I'm going to put the link in the chat so you can go there. If you're watching after the Sunday after Christmas, this price won't be there. No, you don't get the sound of core. No. Core includes the Discover Station. So it reverts to calling up the Discover Station patches because they're the same names. But I promise you, it's not core. Core has round robins. So if you go to a core station string patch, I don't have it in here to show you comparison. You can watch, there's videos on YouTube I've done. If you go to like any of these string patches, the BPM strings, if you call this up in Discover Station, it's just one sample map. So the strings are da 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 da. It's the same sample all the time. In Core Station, you play the strings. Let me do one of the stats, like 16th. You hear all of these samples. So if you call it BPM string 16th steady adventure and you play one note, hear how it's dancing around. If this was the Discover Station, you wouldn't hear it that way. It's da 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 da. You don't get the samples of Core Station without buying Core Station. But Core Station includes Discover Station. So the patches, if you load the Core Station patches and play them, they will work because it's calling up Discover Station. If you open it up, you open up your interface to any of the BBC Symphony Orchestra plugins, you're not going to see this. This is Core. And Core is incredible. It's, if you have Discover Station and you want to buy yourself a Christmas present and you love beautiful strings, upgrade to the Core version because the strings and the brass that have the round robins of multiple samples, you can sit and play one note and it's lovely. You don't get that with the Discover Station version. So, if you hear something from just the Discover Station that's like round robin, cool. It doesn't do that here for me. So interesting. Okay, so let me stay focused for a minute because you know me. Let me show you the other patches in the core library, and then we're going to unify it and get it to you. Fairy Piano This is using the trigger box trick of playing a note. And there's fairies dancing. And I actually wanted to make these guys a little bit louder. This is MegaMagic reverb of the piano. Of a different piano, not even the same piano that's... And then these last two, there's 4 different fairies. 3 and 4 have a jitterbox set up to a quarter note delay with simple time and minimum 8th note, and then the whole possible range to randomize the time randomly. So each time I play, these 2 notes are different times. Every time you play a note, you just got these fairies that won't leave you alone. I just bought a Switch. Was my Nintendo Switch was my Christmas present. And I bought Zelda Breath of the Wild. Such a great game. Wow. The fact I waited for 4 years for playing it. I've loved Zelda games since the first game, since Ocarina of Time was wonderful. Breath of the Wild is incredible. So, I'm at the the big water fairy that can upgrade you to have hearts, and she's to upgrade your clothing. And there's fairies around the pool that you can sneak up and capture, that if you die, they give you life. They you don't go to a death scene. So these are those types of fairies, just and there's just a couple fairies that are randomly playing. Every time it's different. Let me save this. Looking Glass Piano is really pretty. This is using DX'd. This is another fun with using the MegaMagic reverb in creative, unique ways. That's MegaMagic reverb. So is that. And then the 2 DX patches. It's the same file, but one MIDI box is set to start at measure 1. And one MIDI box is set to start at measure 2. So it's playing the same MIDI file, but at different times. Okay, and then the album pianos are pianos that have the record noise. Right? 2 different ones so far. I might make a few more. Like this one here, I might actually, let's do this. I want to go to the piano, shift it a little more. Give it, what is this, -7. So the top notes also need to be shifted -7. That's cool. So let's update that. Now, to make a unified library requires a couple simple steps. See here, let me make sure I don't have already, I might have already a libraries folder. Let's see, open. Nope, I don't. Okay, so we need to make a new folder called libraries. You want to name it exactly like the name of, if we go exit, let's reveal in the Finder and go all the way out to Unify Libraries. It needs to be this name. We're going to make a .guru file together. So you want to have this name, and then this is the folder that is put into the libraries folder. So we want to go MegaMagic keys bonus and drag this over to libraries, put it in here. Now you compress this by just using your compression utility to make it a zip file. And here's the trick. The trick is you rename it from a zip to a .guru file. And by doing that, it is now a file that if you drag it over Unify, it will recognize it and say, hey. And what it does is internally it unzips a zip. If you ever need to open a .guru file, just go over here and change the .guru to .zip, and it's a zip file. So that's all it is. It's nothing top secret. It's nothing crazy. So I'm going to copy this name. I'm going to put this into my Dropbox folder. So let's go over here. This is right here. Unify, and let's see. I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna give it a slightly different name. Let's see here. .guru, but it's gonna be 2. Now, when you drag it in, it will still name it that name. Even if the .guru file is a different name, because I've already provided one .guru file, I don't want to delete it because people can still download it from the email I sent out and stuff. So let me copy the Dropbox link, and I will put this into our chat. And I'm going to edit the video really quick, and MegaMagic keys, bonus patches, the link with a note. You must own Vital and have the VST2 version installed, or you'll get an error message when you play BPM SPLIT, the Wild Plateau, EAU. Save. So it's in the video description as well. Now, we also have to update the labs library. I have put the whole labs library together. If you go down the list of everything, you will see Christmas. And all of the, if you don't have labs, I don't know why you wouldn't, because it keeps getting better. There's literally, let me see something here. I'm curious what they're up to, because each of these libraries, if you don't know about this, go to Spitfire Audio, hit the labs tab. You're going to need to download their app to do all this. Oh, it did this last night. It wouldn't let me run their application. Huh. Okay. Let me see if it will. Helper tool. Click OK to try again. Yeah. For some reason I can't. But anyway, they have a page in the Spitfire Audio Labs, Spitfire Audio application. It's not letting me install it. That's really weird. Spitfire Audio. Oh, here we go. There's some tab in my accept. Yeah. So here's libraries I own. Here's labs. They have all of these libraries. I've already installed it, but it says I haven't installed it. All of these libraries are unique, interesting. You don't have to own all of them. There's a very nice soft piano. It's very different than the one in MegaMagic keys. The two together are really, really great. I'm just really curious. If I go over to my sample library folder, sample libraries, Spitfire, and I go to labs, how big is labs? 20.92 gigabytes. So it's a free 22 gigabyte of samples of all sorts of things. Triangos, auto harps, you've got slow strums. Right? Even plucked, they played as so you can play an auto harp. Well, they just released Christmas, which has the bell trees, as well as individual hits. A Glockenspiel. And I was curious. Let's see here. If we go, they don't really give you. They think they're really being cool with their interface, and I think this is the biggest mistake on the planet. But you can go to release. Let's do this. Let's save this with an update. There's a couple patches in particular, especially the tambourine or the triangles. They don't cancel out. They didn't make them mono canceling. So click this little weird icon. So they have 3 different triangles. Turn off that notification stuff. That's more usable, although remember now you have to hold a note down if you want to ring out. But I'd rather that, but you can. They have a tubaphone, which I have. This needs to be just a little bit shorter as well. So let's go to release. Okay. Option, click save. It updates the patch. I love that. Tubular bells you want to ring for as long as you can, because that's just yeah, just let them ring. If you want to make something shorter in labs, you click the little, looks like a dead fish, and you can go to attack and you can change. In some of the plugins, we could do this. I do have release. It doesn't seem to be working, even though it says it is. Let's see here. Do they have another type of release? ADSR release is what we're using there. There's no other. Oh, up here, release. Okay, so I'm going to copy this knob assignment. You're watching me build a library live and in person. So let's paste, update. This way, these all come with the library. So it's a pretty cool Christmas library. The vocal little. Again, let's paste. We now have this in 1.7, and I use this all the time to copy and paste. It copies all 32 macro knob assignments from one patch, so I can save. That reverb is a reverb that's built into it, which you can take away. Okay. Let's see what else. There's rolls here. The dynamic needs to be. They have a hard hit, soft hit. Release doesn't work until you go paste. No, it still doesn't work. Let me see if this is one where we have to say duplicate and go to the bullet, instrument, labs. Maybe it's ADSR release as well. Yes. Sometimes they use release. Sometimes they use ADSR release. Boy. Sometimes it just plays all the time. Anyway, so I think let's see here. Cancel. Let me paste really quick. Yeah. Save. These can be long. And it's not working, so let's say paste. Option, click to save. Gee, I almost gave this to you guys broken. So glad we figured it out. If this seems boring, I'm sorry, but this is how we build libraries. This is the... I want to make sure all the knobs work for you guys. It didn't have it continue the whole range. If you open up the plugin, they show you where it stops. There's nothing below that, unfortunately. It'd be nice to have it go lower. I can't change that. Paste. I mean, personally, for me, I wish that they would do, you know, in Trigger Box, we set up where it's simple and then there's show details. In Omnisphere, they have a magnifying glass. You click, and now you get into the details. Labs, there's nothing like that. You have a button that gives you attack, release. Certain other libraries, they give you access to other parameters. It's not consistent. It's screwed up. That's terrible design in my opinion, but it's their design and that's what they want to do and it's how they want to do it. So you don't have access to a standardized place to try out the patches and so forth. So there you go. But yep, this doesn't work. So paste. Now it does. Now I don't have, but there's a knob right here to add anytime you want. Unify has one auxiliary effect in it. Let me check to make sure just all the other libraries are playing as evil. The cello quartet's wonderful. have access to samples like this are just great. Electric guitars came out earlier this year in December. Really great stuff. So I need to unify this and get it to you. So here's what we do. Here's the patches folder. We still got the little icon and everything there. So we go libraries. Let's open up the libraries folder, and it's now empty. I want to make sure it's empty. We go unified Spitfire Labs. Copy the name while I'm here. Paste that into the libraries folder. And now we compress it. So we say compress. And then we change the name and .guru. And my Mac says, are you sure you want to use .guru? We go, yeah. And now it becomes something that, again, you drag it over Unify. It says, hey, I recognize when you say .guru file what to do. So that works. So now I downloaded desktop. Let's see. Yeah, that's one of the things that drives me nuts. Okay, so go Spitfire Labs Unified. I'm putting into libraries just so I can now put it to here, because that's how we have to do it. So I'm going to open this up. Oh, no, it's not what I wanted. Maybe I have to re-download it. So I want to get it to you with the instructions like the other unified libraries. So we'll go to my handy dandy Dropbox folder. Spitfire Labs Unified. Replace. Unzip. Okay, now I'm going to put, let's see, take this unified Spitfire Labs and put this one in. Let's go up here and copy that name, delete, compress, and give it the proper name, but now it's 1225. And I put that over here into the Unified Libraries folder, because we were always, now these I can delete, empty my trash can, copy the Dropbox link, and go to our chat. Descriptions. Some libraries we did put descriptions. Oh, these libraries lost their descriptions. I will see if that's something Shane can't. Now the Z patches are, I mean, you don't need descriptions for these. There's really nothing of detail that we put in except this is from Siren Songs. So what I might do is probably update the descriptions to just be from this is from a library with the patch name. Yeah, see, I don't have layer names matching the patch names. That's more important to me than descriptions and so forth. There's a little work to clean this up for final, but if you want to play with the Christmas patches on Christmas Day, there they are. Yes, thank you. I want to say thank you to guys that are sending email to me. I'm not going to have time to reply to all of them. There's just so many. Maybe Taylor will. I don't know. But thank you to anybody that sent us a note about Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas back to all of you. Much love to all of you. Like, this is just one patch from Labs. The guy that sent you told me did. I don't understand that, Daniela. Let me put into the, let's see here. Oh, we updated Spitfire Audio Labs today with the Christmas library. And so that is also in the video description. Okay, save. Yeah, so this is just Spitfire Labs. This isn't a sound I made. This is, but here's what's fun. Let's go to MegaMagic keys. This is kind of this mysterious kind of. By the way, I saw The Matrix. If you haven't seen The Matrix Resurrection? What is it about? The fourth being a resurrection. I think Aliens was something like that too. The first half of the movie is hard to watch. You're lost. We actually stopped. And then I went back later and watched this last hour of it, and it was great. So keep slogging through the first part. It's kind of, I don't know if they designed it on purpose to be confusing. They're trying to tie together all the past to the current, where they're at, you know. Here, let's add piano to this. Let's try the Pianissimo MegaMagic 2. Should be pretty. Let's turn this down. That's nice. Now, I like sounds that do some evolving, and someday we will have modulation in Unify. But there are ways you can get some cool things to happen. One of my favorites is to use a really long, like 8 bars. Open this up, and this is now 8 bars. You can do stuff like this. So now it will show up. So adding things like that's great. Now, one reason that I got this library to you in this shape is so that you can make patches now if you own MegaMagic keys and save them into the bonus library and then email that to me. And I'll delete the John Lemko patches that might be there if you kept them. So I was part of today's live stream. Oh, I got 7 minutes. We're going to go over. We might go over this. 2 things to show you. I wanted to make a patch from scratch. And I'm going to show you really quickly a free plugin. Let's do the free plugin right now. At Arturia's website, they just so happen to have a new free gift called Tape MELLO-FI. Who doesn't need a little mello-fi? It's a it's kind of like CYMATICS, but not as cool. Not as many parameters. I think it's maybe a little bit more CPU efficient. It's not doing necessarily a physical model, although it has a couple cool tricks up its sleeve that I want to show you. So let's take this patch. Just to make it a little more interesting, let's go to Big Bad Beats. And let's add a drum groove, no pitch. Okay, we're gonna put MELLO-FI right here. So we go Arturia. Where's Arturia? Right here. MELLO-FI. Immediately you hear the high end go away. So for that alone, it's cool. It does this nice softening thing. It's got a spinning wheel. want to get all your frequency back. You can't do both low and high pass filter. It's either high pass or low pass. But there's a trick. Not a trick, but a feature. If you want, you can use tone. To do kind of like a low pass filter, and then you could use this for high pass filtering. They have wow, flutter, wear. And then the real fun thing is this little play button stops the machine. And there's no sound until you start it back up. And you have two ways. You have instant or fast forward, and you have length of time. So you can have it be 4 measures if you wanted. It will stop. That's really, really cool. It's very, very cool. Especially since you could be playing while it's slowing down. So, it's free. Be aware there's, they've got Pigment's 3.5 update, and their website's a little slow. You have to register. Then go to their website to get the download file. But to be able to have the tape speed up and slow down is cool. Some of these patches, let's see, where's Wasp? So it can take things. To a pretty, that's a really, really bad album or tape. It's tape. So, I know. It's really funny how distortion, well, you know what it is? Everything is so clean. And it's so easy to make something sound, pretty. It's like, well, how can I get some vibe? I need vibe. Boom, vibe. And more. So here is the catch. So if you want, you can have it be slow down, and then this is the catch up, whether it's instant or fast forward. So if it's playing and slowing down, if you turn this off, instant means it jumps right back up. Say fast forward. When you start it up, it actually starts above and then tape comes back into sync, which is what it used to be like in the old days when we had to sync multiple tape recorders. I used to work in studios, 2 24-track Atari decks. A Russian Dragon was a plugin. Actually, it was a hardware unit. It wasn't a plugin. We didn't have plugins. But it was there to synchronize and control the playback speed of the two to keep them in sync with timecode. So... So, pretty cool plugin for free. I don't think you can complain too much. And typically that signifies that Arturia is going to bring out some sort of another series of plugins, like they did the 3 delays you'll actually use, which I never use, but they'll do something like that. So highly recommended to get that. And now the last thing was to quickly make a patch from scratch that we will be putting into the MegaMagic Keys bonus library, just like you can if you own this library and you want to contribute. So let's do this. I typically, if it's something like the pianos, I spent hours and hours and hours tweaking velocities. So it's not a bad thing and it's not wrong. You know, a lot of my videos I talk about starting from scratch. That's on a synthesizer when you're trying to make new patches and you don't want to sound like something else. But if you're going to have like a piano in it, in this case, it's not a bad idea to start. Let's see, let's do something kind of mellow. Let's do something fun and mellow. It's Christmas, right? Maybe I want to try something combining. I haven't done much of this yet. So I'm going to go down here to the felt, just the felt dry. And I'm going to take the piano felt and load that into a new Unify layer so that I can put it right here. So I have piano noises. Let's make sure I don't have extra piano noises. So I'm going to hold down Option and click the little bullet to remove things I don't want. I don't want inside of the Unify layers. I don't want all these extra effects. I do want a loud max just to protect this layer. So, and as you can see, there's a key split between the two. So this is just the felt piano samples. And let's go up here to the grand piano. It's just the grand piano samples. And then there's piano noises. And I'm going to pan one felt to the left and the piano to the right. Let me get my levels. Maybe one of these pianos, let's put some humanity into it. So I'm going to go jitterbox, and I want it to have like maybe 50 milliseconds to play with. What this means is each time a MIDI note comes in, it randomly picks a delay time between 0 and 50 or 49.2 milliseconds. So you just hear a little bit different. It's per note. It's pretty cool. I did a video in the past showing jitterbox on like horns. If you have a horn section and you put each one on its own jitterbox and then you play it, brother, you've got the most amazing sampled horn section compared to just this robotic computerized horn section if you don't use jitterbox. So now it's a little loud since I have 2 pianos, so I'm gonna hold down Option and turn down the volumes. See where I want for my volumes. And I have this reverb set. I'm going to replace this with a different layer preset. So let's. I'm gonna go into this piano, the felt. I'm gonna shift it up. As I shift it up, it becomes a little bit thinner, a little bit brighter. So it better matches the acoustic piano. 5. That's pretty cool. I haven't done this one. So let's see if I want to add something to this. Well, I was going to replace reverb. Click this little bullet, replace layer preset. Since we're on auxiliary buses, it gives me my list of all the auxiliary presets that I have spent hours and hours in making. So you should know about these. Go to the reverbs, or even if I want to from patches, These are from various patches I found, like Omega, Hall, Waterverb, that might be. Let's do this. Have that at 0 dB. Let's have that down. I just want to play with. Let's see. Control mix. This should be 100%. Oh, that's not 100%, but see, I don't want the MDA ambience. This Hall reverb should be 100% and should be louder. So it could be 1. Let's bring down the mix of the delay. And maybe we want to play a little bit off each other. That's better. I can bring down this mix a little bit. A little more Waterverb. And I'm hearing more on the right side, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Maybe not 100%. Let's see what happens if we bring it like 80 or 60%. And I think I'm going to not make it BPM. Let's just make something nice. And so in this case, there's a number of ways to do it. Let's say we want to add a new empty layer. Great, huh? Let's use an instrument. So we go to you click the little bullet right here. That's where you choose to load plugins. Very top, Unify Standard. These are the plugins that come with Unify. Let's say OBXD. Here to velocity, to the filter. So net response to velocity. Go to voices. Since I'm playing piano, I'm going to give it all 32 voices to work with. Let's detune, and then what is really fun with OBXD is that you have panning per voice where you want it to be. So I'm going to just add some. Now it's loud, so we're going to turn it down. And then maybe we want to add DX to this too. So let's go another empty layer. And if I want, I could use a replace from preset, or here, there's a couple things. This needs to fade out, right? So let's go to the amp, sustain to 0, really long decay. So now, since it's analog, let's do this. Let's give it a little bit of a growth. Slower. And then to really make it nice, let's have this also go through that reverb. Now you notice it a little bit more because I've enveloped it. Give this some more motion, right? Now, I'm going to use layer, and instead of empty layer, I'm going to just go down here to the layer presets for DX'd, and let's choose a keyboard bank. I'm going to go to the velocity control first thing. Wow. That works in and of itself. Okay, I like that. So I held down Option so I could transpose it up an octave. And maybe on OBXD, since it has that little bit of, oh, I hear something I have to fix in DX. Let's see. I'm not getting out that easy. We actually have to do some programming in here. Let's say multi, give it a little, yeah. Hear that ringing out? That's because there's something in DX. Let's see. So if you read our algorithm, 1 and 3 are the only two we actually hear. So let's turn off 1. It's 3. So all we have to do with 3 is look at the levels. It's got really, really slow to fade out. So if I speed this up a little bit. There. I'm changing the envelope. Remember, FM is weird. If you want to feed up to be a faster envelope, you have to make it a faster rate. That means it's playing through the envelope faster. So, okay, so that's 3. Let's listen to 1 really quick and see if it's equally. Nice. That works. Because it's got the coursing in it and stuff. I just didn't, I heard like raw sine waves. That's. There we go. And let's go key. Santa's. What do we want to call it? How about this? North Pole Piano. LS, since we made it during the live stream. Okay, save at now. Here's the thing. I started with MegaMagic keys and it's going to save into the MegaMagic keys library. Click here and change it to the new library once you've installed it. Bonus. And that way it will save it into that library for you automatically. Go save as. It pops up the save window. I'm going to keep the same name. That's fine. And now we have North Pole Piano. Isn't that nice? Yeah, Joe, that's one of the things we will look at in the future. It's complicated. There's all sorts of internal working things to figure out. So, this means Bonus just added an extra piano. So I should get this to you. So let's go reveal in Finder. Once again, we go through the same steps we did, right? So we go to libraries, go up here, say new. This is how you will do it. Libraries, when you send patches, you can send them as .unify files. If you want, you can send it as a .guru file, but please make sure that you've got it sussed out, that you've got, you've put the patches, the trick is this, to make sure, not trick, but to make sure that when you go MegaMagic Keys bonus library, your patches show up. If your patches show up in another library, say that this was one of your patches that you created and it's in the MegaMagic Keys library, all you have to do is go save, change the library to MegaMagic Keys bonus, go save as, and then hit save. And that will make another version, which means now you need to go to MegaMagic, excuse me, Keys and delete that one. But now when you look at MegaMagic Keys bonus at the patches, there's everything including the grant, which I'm going to delete. Hold on, let me have a sip of my handy dandy mocha. That helped. Okay, so we now have our library, and we can drag this into the libraries folder. And I always go over here and then I copy the name. Now, the steps are you compress, so that's a zip file, not a .7z, not a .rar, but a zip file. Paste the name, change the zip to Guru, and say, yes, I want to use Guru. And I'm going to put a -3, because this is the third iteration I have done of this. So go over here, go to, where is it? Right here, there, to MegaMagic Keys bonus, drag this over, copy the Dropbox link, and paste. And Shane is here. Shane, I wasn't sure if you were going to make it or not. Merry Christmas, my friend. Yay. And my MegaMagic Keys bonus patches. I have updated the link in the video description as well to include, when we go over here, we now have North Pole. I'm going to click for it to redo the database, but we now... So, you are welcome to make patches for this library. You don't have to add a Z to the beginning of the patch names because it's a separate library. It doesn't go with, I'm not going to add these. MegaMagic Keys is done. This is a bonus library, so they can be just regular names. Put your initials at the end if you want. Give yourself, when you hit save, go through this, give yourself, category piano or keyboard. I'm not a huge stickler on this stuff at this point. Go to the description, delete, maybe add your own description. More details will make Daniela very happy. Make it however you want, but make sure under authors, you put your name, Santa Claus, and then save as to save a new file after you have confirmed first that you've selected the bonus library. And that way, when you go save as, it knows where to save the file. This is what tells Unify where to save the file. If I was to have Nylon Sky selected, when I go save as, it's now saving that patch to Nylon Sky, and means that now the patch is registered and shows up as library Nylon Sky, right? So you got to make sure make sure you set it to the bonus, MegaMagic Keys bonus, save as, and you're good to go. And then you have all these patches. Again, BPM Split requires Vital for all the really cool bass. If you don't have Vital, you're going to play it and it'll just be, let's see, this is part 6 and 7 where it says Vital, right? It would sound like this. It isn't bad. And these will be red and you'll get an error message saying, you're missing Vital. Go buy Vital for $25. And if you can afford it, buy it for $80. You get additional wavetables. And if you can't afford it, because some people just don't have the money to afford it, it is free. You can download it. Now you got this. Right? So we're going to have, again, we got a library coming out this year for Vital in 2022. That is going to be really, really, really cool. So it's something you'll want to have. There. Look at it. Ended up being 90 minutes. I said I'd do an hour. I hope you all have had a great Christmas. Continue to have a great Christmas for many of us. I get to go hug my daughter. Nothing makes me happier. Merry Christmas. And I think, let me see. Look at the calendar. I got to see really quick. 7 days from now is New Year's. And I'll be here doing a live stream probably for an hour and a half on New Year's. So I hope you guys do well. Shout outs from wherever in the world you are. Merry Christmas. Shout out from Portland, Oregon. Merry Christmas from France. Oh, I want to come to France. MegaMagic for life. Right on, network. And if you just want to have fun, I'll have to tell you. So I love this. If you hold down Option and click Init, it just deletes everything but the first layer as a cool shortcut. We use that for our experiments with Polybox and stuff like that. Duplicate this layer. Add yourself a creative trigger box. Set it to 1/8 notes. And pan it to the left. And say duplicate this layer and open trigger box. And this time, go to details and go to the delay and make it something else. Like, right? So, and start experimenting, changing the layers to different sounds. There's so many places to go, fun things to do. So, all right, be well. I will see you on New Year's Day. Wait, is it New Year's Day? Yes, it's New Year's Day. So that means, so yeah, well, 12 o'clock. I'm always up by 12, even if I'm up late. So thank you for all the shout outs. So good to see you all from everywhere it's awesome. You are all loved very much. Appreciate the Guru Nation, true and hearty, that show up on Christmas Day. And Merry Christmas to all. And we will see you soon. Okay? Bye, guys.